Hello. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you 3 thoughts from Psalm 73, verses 18 through 26, where we will see a comparison between the arrogant and the humble. Psalm 73, 18 through 26 says, "Truly, you set them in slippery places. You make them fall to ruin. How they are destroyed in a moment, swept away utterly by terrors. Like a dream when one awakes. O Lord, when you rouse yourself, you despise them as phantoms. When my soul was embittered, when I was pricked in the heart, I was brutish and ignorant. I was like a beast towards you. Nevertheless, I am continually with you. You hold my right hand. You guide me with your counsel. And afterward, you will receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is nothing on earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." One of the challenges in the life of faith is watching those who are wicked prosper while we suffer. That's one of the great difficulties that has always been there for people of faith. It's hard for us to reconcile that we don't have our needs met in the way that we would like, while others who are not living right might be doing pretty well in terms of having their needs met. Well, in this psalm, we get a little bit of a picture of what it means to remain humble while following God, trusting that ultimately the arrogant will be put in their place. Thought number 1, don't envy the wicked. Don't look to the wicked and think, oh, if I only had what they had. Only folly can result from that. Don't look to somebody who has ill-gotten gains and think to yourself, oh, I wish I had that. Because in order to have that, you had to have done the things that that person did in order to get that. And if a person acted wickedly in order to have benefits in this life, is that really a benefit that you want? Because the price of it ultimately is much higher than you're probably willing to pay as a person of faith. So don't envy the wicked. They are not in an enviable place. Thought number 2, avoid bitterness. And this isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. Sometimes it can be downright difficult to avoid bitterness, especially if you are going through a period of difficulty, going through a period of want. It's very hard to not become bitter when the person next to you seems to have everything given to them while you are suffering without. We have to avoid bitterness in those situations. One reason is just a practical one. I don't really know what's going on with that other person. I see what they're doing on Facebook, but I don't know what troubles they're really having in life. All of us tend to paint a picture that's a little bit better than the reality on our social media outlets. So we need to avoid looking at what the other person has and being greedy for it or coveting it. When we do that, we can avoid bitterness developing in our heart. Thought number 3, trust only in God. The Lord should be the one that we trust. We should trust the Lord because he has demonstrated himself to be faithful time and time again, not just in our own lives, but throughout the text of Scripture. For the entire history of creation, the Lord has shown that he is faithful, and he is the one who is deserving of our trust. The temptation that we face is to trust in ourselves. It's to trust in our own ability, in our own strength, in our own power and might. But I think you and I both know that our own might probably isn't as mighty as we think. So instead, we must trust in God, who has proved faithful and sufficiently powerful to accomplish all that he has promised. These three thoughts come to you from today's reading of Psalm 72 through 74. If you'd like to read through the Bible with me, you can do so by joining the Facebook group Through the Bible, where we are reading the text of Scripture together.